It is my honor to welcome to the stage Miss Susan Burton. I had the pleasure of interviewing you, I think a couple of years ago now.
Yes, you're the best interviewer.
Oh, go on.
I mean,
we have time.
I've been interviewed a few times, and my God, you were so thorough. I knew you knew your stuff, so you're the best.
Thank you.
Yes.
I am always believed to be good when the people that I interview have so much light to shine, and you certainly did. So my job is to excavate that.
Thank you.
You were a young girl who grew up in South LA. You talk about the criminalization of trauma, the criminalization of poverty. You're 4 years old, you're sexually abused, you were blamed for that abuse by an adult in your family. You were raped, had a child from that rape, and you were able to manage all those traumas by what you said was disassociation. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, so I was born into harm, and there was nothing for me to do but figure out how to manage it, how to trade one harm for the next harm, hoping that harm is less than the other. And, you know, it got to where I could just kind of escape my body and shut off and turn off everything, and be kind of robotic, and not feel, not think. And that's what I had to do in order to maintain my mental abilities and able to just be able to navigate and go from one day to the next.
Yes.
Yeah, somewhere floating out of body, because in body was too painful.
And you were so very, very young and no one there to advocate for you. You were able to manage that way by shutting off and compartmentalizing for a long while until the death of your 5-year-old son. A police cruiser accidentally hit him in your neighborhood. And that sent you into a pain spiral that was very different, wasn't it?
Yeah, I could no longer hold the harm. The grief was overpowering. You know, I was a black woman in South LA, and be it was an accident, he was still gone. My baby was still gone. And it was gone by a powerful entity that I didn't have the ability to do anything. And I don't want you guys to be like tore up or harmed, because right now I'm okay. I made it through. I managed to get to the other side. So
you turned to drugs and were in and out of prison for 2 years. And you said something interesting that I think is worthy of mentioning. You said you didn't fail the system. The system failed you. Meaning there was no therapy and support. Talk to me about what you mean by that statement.
Yeah, there could have been and there should have been something different. Maybe I should have been able to access grief counseling or trauma services, or something that would have helped me to deal with all of the harm and then the ultimate harm of the loss of a child. So there could have been and should have been something all along the way, and there just wasn't. Now I know how to create that something for someone else, whether I'm advocating for it or it's through a new way of life. And when I got to Santa Monica, it was like I'd hit a bonanza of social services, and you know, I got therapy. I was introduced to Alcoholics Anonymous. I'm 26 years sober now. I was able to get parenting. I was able to do so much, and ultimately, I was able to begin to heal and step into my own sense of purpose and power.
Yeah, you had said that when women or men, when they leave prison, there's such a huge stigma. You can't get a job. You can't find a way to make a living. You can't find a way to back to your children, housing. Everything is so complicated. And that's why that cycle of recidivism continues. And that when you went to the Clare House in Santa Monica, you said to yourself, why aren't these services that have been so game-changing for me available to women in South Central?
Yes, yeah. I mean, it was game changing. It was like a buffet of wellness that I was able to begin to partake in, whether it was therapy or Venice Family Clinic or, job services. JVS wasn't around then, or I'd have probably been over there too. But it was, everything that I always needed. And for once in my life, I was safe. And I felt safety. And in that safety, it was, okay, I have permission now to just proceed with my life. And found purpose in going down to the bus station, the Greyhound bus station, where we got off the bus when we left prison, and we would have to navigate through Skid Row to actually, go anywhere. And there was really nowhere to go. This was 1998, and nobody had any sympathy or any compassion or any tolerance for people who were coming home from prison.
You understood that deeply, and
Yes.
with your newfound purpose and some therapy, you decided to create a new way of life. You just told me there are now 12 homes. Tell everyone how many people, how many women you have helped and the services you now provide them, once only given to women in Santa Monica, now given to all these women that you've helped.
Yeah, so a new way of life now has 12 homes across South LA. We not only help people with housing, we have a legal department to help you expunge your record and to help you get a license if you want to get a license, nursing license, whatever type of license. And we reunite people with their children, be it male, be it female. So we have a legal family reunification department, communications department. So we've helped thousands and thousands and thousands of people throughout the years and continue to help others. And now what I'm doing is mentoring other women across the nation to open houses, and we're now in 16 states, 41 different sites.
Not only do you provide these services that have helped so many women find their own redemption story and journey, you've helped pass laws. Talk to us about Prop 17.
Yeah, Prop 17 allowed people on parole to cast a vote. Proposition Amendment 4 in Florida, we helped pass that. We were responsible for initiating Ban the Box, that people don't have to ask the question, have you ever been convicted, prior to getting a job offer. I know at JVS, many people probably come through there with criminal histories and backgrounds, and we support them to expunge their records and help them get licensed and what have you. Once you've served a sentence, you should not continue to be punished and pushed out and cast out. We all have so much to give and want to give back to our communities after we've been released, after we've completed our sentence. We probably want to give it before, but didn't quite know how.
Susan wrote a book called Becoming Mrs. Burton. And whether you have a past of incarceration or not, I found tremendous meaning and a gift in that book because it reminds you we all have a painful past. We've all made missteps, and we all have to transcend some of those dark moments in our life to become who we are, have the potential to become. And you work with these women every day to help them transcend shame and the stigma of their childhoods, their trauma. How do you go about doing that is universal to all of us?
So I just love the work that I do to the place that it's not work. But just, meeting people right where they are. And sometimes it feels like I can just see into your soul and find that part of you that is the best part of you. And I reach there to bring it out. Just allowing people to understand how important they are. Important to the world, important to their children, and important to themselves. So, some of it is a process. It's not instant, but it's day by day and opportunity by opportunity, extending opportunities for people to broaden themselves, to understand different things, whether it's art, theater, culture, beach, food, whatever that is. Extending those type opportunities and being inclusive.
Your book, you said, was a letter of hope and inspiration to all women who are either incarcerated or feel imprisoned by their thoughts or their limitations. And you sent them a message of hope. And what was the crux of that message?
That you are not throwaway people, that you have to fight for the right to be the best that you can be, and it's possible.
Well, you have shown what's possible. The human spirit and redemption is possible for us all. What an honor for us to have you here today sharing your story and for all that you do. Thank you so very much, Susan Burton.